जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जना बल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना बल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Thank you, Mata.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanathmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Jena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Shapadantikam Bande Aham Shiguru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Sibishakarnitansya Namo Yam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavade Pachatya Deshotarine Vanchakalpataro Vaschakripa Sindhubhya Yevacha Patitanang Pavonebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. And today we're back deep dive level 2. Last week we didn't have class, so this no, last week we do have class. Before that we don't have class. So this is the I think third classes, right? Today.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Third classes, and the last week we discussed about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnupriyas the weddings is ultimately preparations are going on. So today we'll have a complete details of the Mahaprabhu's wedding with the Vishnu Priya. And we'll go through. As you know, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was actually teaching all the Bakarans in Mukunda Sanjay's Chandi Mandap. Now, there is one devotee whose name is Sanjay Mukunda, and Mukunda Sanjay also is known as, and they have a temple. Chandi is like a Ma Bhavani, is like a Mother Parvati temple. So that temple is ultimately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used as a toll. And the student, there is a law. Anyone's coming for a study, they have to come with a proper dress up. Proper dress up means is they have to come with specifically tilak. So if no one doesn't do, means if someone come there without any tilakam, then Mukunda Sanjay, first of all, Mukunda Sanjay, give some word, which one actually make the persons very shame. And that person will remember that, never will come without tilakam. If Mahaprabhu see the someone's coming without any tilakam, then Mahaprabhu said, you are a son of Brahmana. And son of Brahmana, how come you are here without a tilakam? That means is you didn't date your Shandha Vandana. You didn't date your Shandha Vandana. So it's better. You go back to home. Do your Shandha Vandana first. After your Shandha Vandana, then you come back. Does a student go back to their house, do the Shandha Vandana, Tilak? Someone even did Shandha Vandana, but they didn't apply the Tilakam on their forehead. They go to home, they apply Tilakam on their forehead and come back for the classes. Because if anyone doesn't have a Tilakam, Mahaprabhu doesn't teach them. So we hear about how Kashinath went to Sanatan Mishra's house, and Sanatan Mishra's Raja Pandit. The weddings are ultimately decided, the wedding is going to take place. So wedding are taking place when it is fixed. Then there is the devotee's name is Buddhimanta Khan. Later on, that person's name was Shatras Khan. So Buddhimanta Khan are mentioning that I want to explain all the expenses for the wedding. And also, this wedding should not be happening like any other Brahmana's wedding. The Brahmana's wedding are very simplified, with a 4 people with a palanquin, 10 peoples with a groomman, and wedding barat with a nice kirtans, they go for wedding. But Buddhimanta Khan said that I want to perform this marriage as like a prince. So Mahaprabhu is like a prince. So last week I told all of you, we'll give you more details about the Buddhimanta Khan, who is his background, what he is ultimately. So I want to give you some background of Buddhimanta Khan today. Shri Chaitanya Roti Priyo Buddhimanta Khan Ajar Moagga Karite Ho Shevako Pradhan. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, 10th chapter, verse number 74, are mentioning that Buddhimanta Khan are the very, very close and very dear to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Buddhimanta Khan always obey the law, instructions and order from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Buddhimanta Khan is one of the branches of Lord Chaitanya tree. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, on his book, The Glory of Navadvip Dham Mahatma, where he mentioned about the Gadrum Mahimamrita, Godrum Dip Mahimamrita. So very Godrum Deeps have one place named is Suvarna Bihar. Suvarna Bihar. So he was mentioning that Suvarna Bihar's glory. Okay. So he's mentioning in a Satyugas, there is a one person's king whose name is King Suvarna Sen. That Suvarna Sen, by mercy of Lord Narada, he became a servant of Radha and Krishna in Dwapar Yuga. And then, by mercy of Narada, again, the same persons become a servant of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarna Sen, one day, he was taking nap, and that time, it is in a Satyugas, okay? So that time, Suvarna Sen, King Suvarna Sen, was get a dream in the night time. When he got a dream, so on dream, what he saw that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his all associates, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his all associates and Gadadhar Pandits, just came to give darshan. It is I'm talking about in Satyugas, when his dream was broke and he awakened. He started crying that when I will get darshan of that beautiful form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that time he heard a sound from the sky, and it is mentioned that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear in age of Kali again, and you will serve him on that time. And your name will be that time Buddhimanta Khan. So do not cry, do not cry, do not be unhappy. You will get darshan and you will serve him. So Buddhimanta Khan, in the age of Kali, he appeared in Navadvip Dham, and he was situating there in Navadvip. So that time, Mukunda Sanjay and Buddhimanta Khan, they are the very rich people, very, very rich people. So what they used to do, those people doesn't have money. For them, they do their treatment, they give them medicines, and everything they provide in a free of cost, means on their own cost. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Garaste Leela, when he was in a deep on Krishna prem, so that time, many people and many relatives are thinking that Mahaprabhu got a disease. So Buddhimanta Khan actually brought a doctors, a Ayurveda doctors. And we know the doctors, what the doctors said, the doctors always said, you know, what the disease he have, I really wish I would have that disease. Anyway, then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wedding, this is the wedding, excuse me. So that time he said, I want to expense all the expenses, and I want to plan the wedding as like a prince wedding. Okay. So that the Buddhimanta Khan over here in Chaitanya Bhagavat slokas are here. Shattara chaloho Buddhimanta Khan tumi kasha shujja karo gya nachibo ami agga shire kori sada shivi Buddhimanta grihe cholile no anandero nahi anta সেইখানে কাথিয়ার চান্দুয়া টাঙিয়া কাছে সজ্জা করিলেন সুন্দর করিয়া লইয়া যতেক কাছ বুদ্ধিমন্ত খান থুইলেন লইয়া ঠাকুরের বিদ্যমান। এই দেখো চন্দ্রশেখর আচার্য ভবন এথা উপনীত প্রভু সঙ্গে প্রিয়গণ সদাশিব বুদ্ধিমন্ত খান দুই জনে নানা বেশ দ্রব্য সহ্য কইল এইখানে। চলিলেন বুদ্ধিমন্ত খান মহাশয় আজন্ম চৈতন্য আজ্ঞা যাহারো বিষয়। So this is the Buddhimanta Khan when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri. Buddhimanta Khan also went to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he brings so many prasadam for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He served to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now over here he was arranging Lord's wedding. He was arranging Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wedding. So Buddhimanta Khan's mentions to his good friends Mukunda Sanjay, the sleighs, do nicely decorated on his wedding, nicely decorated. So what they did, they, put big shamiyanas, big pandals, is like, top, on the top. So then it's called Chandra Tapaha. It can stop the sunlight and can give a coolness like a moon. So that's is called Chandra Tapaha. And then surround, they put the banana tree, and every banana trees have a Punna Kumbha, one kalasam, top of the kalasam, mango leaves, not the broken leaves, it's called Amrapalla, 5 or 7 leaves together with stem, and then top of it, they're using a green coconuts, and top of it, they're using cloth. So that's all the auspicious items. And then we hear about how Buddhimanta Khan was arranging the lighting and others. Now, I will also mention that Buddhimanta Khan's mentioned that, we'll do the 2 days wedding. One is the day, is a Adhivash, and next day is a wedding. So Adhivash day and wedding day, Buddhimanta Khan personally invite all the Vaishnavas, all the Brahmanas. See, there are thousands people come for the Adivash and wedding. So Adivash day, normally the prasad is bitter leaves and a puff rice, sweet puff rice. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw this, all the Brahmanas, many people, and also chandan and garlands, some dakshina with. So he saw the many times some Brahmanas are coming twice. So might be the distributors, who was distributing, the personalities are thinking, oh my God, why these Brahmanas are so greedy? Why the Brahmanas are coming twice to, take the garlands, prasadam, and actually garland prasadam including a donation. So that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who actually see that's, server, the distributor, are having a little bit of doubt on their mind, So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned something to distributors. Now my question is, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could go, say to the distributors? That's, okay, just tell them you already had one, you cannot have second one, or you can have second one, So what Mahaprabhu can say, I will call the name. So some of you know already. So that's why I will call the names, okay? So Nityaradha Mata, what do you think? What Mahaprabhu could tell?
I think Mahaprabhu will say that give them enough in the first time so that they don't have to come back second time. Give them as much as they want.
Okay.
That's what I
Give them
think.
as much as they want. Okay, thank you. Jyoti Mata?
I don't know, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Shapna Mata.
Don't know, Prabhuji. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to say sorry. We're all learning. We are all learning. Radha Sheva Mata, you have any idea?
I'm not sure, but I also kind of agree with Nitya Radha that give them as much as they want.
Okay. Okay. Shushama Mata?
Prabhuji, I'm not sure. Can I guess?
Yes,
Um,
please.
I think Mahaprabhu will say that allow them to come second time as many times as they want.
Okay. Okay. Shivanidhi.
Prabhu, I have to guess. I would say that, yeah, give them to their heart's content.
Thank you. Thank you. So, very beautifully, yeah, you all guessing rightly. Mahaprabhu said, you know what? When you give 3 times. If you don't give 3 times, then that danam will be not purnam. That danam will be not complete. One brahmanas can get 3 times. When he coming, you give 3 times more to that person. So when Mahaprabhu mentioned that, why Mahaprabhu mentioned that give them 3 times? If you don't give 3 times, then it will not complete. The danam will be not complete. There is any reason behind? Vaishali?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can you just repeat the question? I think I did not understand.
Okay. The question is Mahaprabhu mentioned to distributors, please give at least 3 times more to the brahmanas.
Yes.
Please
yes.
give 3 times more to the brahmanas. Because if you don't give 3 times, then this danam will be not fulfilled. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So why Mahaprabhu tell them to give 3 times? What is the reason behind?
I can only think about Mahaprabhu's nature, that he's so merciful, that in that sense, like he's so merciful that he wants everyone to have that prasad. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. It's so merciful so that everyone can have prasadam. Thank you. Jyotimata, can you guess on this?
If I'm to guess, one would be to fulfill their material needs. Another would be to fulfill their greed. I can't think of the third one.
Okay.
It's sorry.
That's okay. Ananta Karuna Gouda.
So, Prabhu, I had some of the information on this matter. So, because Mahaprabhu wanted them to be so content, then they will not come back. Because if they come back and the person who are serving, they will have some sort of doubt, or like in a way negative thought against them. They will do Brahman aparad. So in a way that it will harm the person who is serving. So to stop that, probably we also have that ritual that we always do the danam 3 times, everything 3 times, Anjali, Pushpanjali, everything 3 times. That we do that in a so full content and everyone is satisfied. So we don't have this problem of doubting the Brahman or anyone. So we don't do the aparad. That's why Mahaprabhu said that.
Thank you. Everyone understood?
Yeah. And I also think, Prabhu, the first time you give, you can make, like he said, you can make a mistake. The second, you can make a mistake. But by the third time, maybe it will not have any aparad when you are giving it. And also when you give, the more you give, the more you receive. In the sense, you will receive more mercy from the Brahmanas. So the more you're giving, you are actually benefiting from that gesture of giving. you are receiving the karuna, the mercy of the Brahmana, that ashirvad of the Brahmana. So that's why maybe because he's so merciful, he wants us all to have that mercy from not only him, from his devotees too, which are there in the form of the Brahmanas.
All right. So
Prabhuji,
yeah,
can I
please,
Prabhuji, can I
Sushma Mata.
also, Prabhuji, can I also guess? I
Yeah,
was
please.
thinking that maybe Mahaprabhu requested them to give 3 times to Brahmanas because we always know that Krishna is Go Brahmana Hitacha. So he's in favorable to Brahmanas. And also second reason I was thinking is because Brahmanas are above the other 3 varnas of Kshatriyas and Vaishyas and Shudras. I mean, they are the top. So maybe that's why 3 times more.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's also, and mainly, that's very mainly, is like by nature, when we serve, sometimes it's come to our mind, see, these Brahmanas are so greedy. Because of the Dakshina, he is coming again and again. Even, sometimes it's happened in our temple areas too. Who was server, if someone said, can I have 1 more pakoras? They said, no, you cannot have it. So this is the one of the lesson actually we can get from even in our scriptures. If anyone coming, we're standing, we're serving, you should serve them, with your open-hearted, just open-hearted. So sometimes it's like, we don't want to do offenses, but unwantedly, we committed the offenses. So Mahaprabhu bring that options that we have to very careful to stay away from the aparad, offenses. And after that, Mahaprabhu said 3 times you gave. And then also Mahaprabhu said, as you guys all mentioned, that give as much as they want. Mahaprabhu said, give as much as they want. And Buddhimanta Khan was arrange the items, a plenty of items. Said if one person take 10 times, that also not going to be ended. He said by distributing, how much thing was just dropping down. If it is accumulate, altogether the 5 another wedding can took place. So that's why the Buddhimanta Khans are taking responsibilities for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wedding. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to get married with Vishnupriya Devi. How Mahaprabhu going to get married? So let's give some informations about that. It is available in Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamritas. I will just read some verses from Chaitanya Bhagavat. So where Chaitanya Bhagavat mentioned, where it is. Oh yeah. ঈশ্বরের মূর্তি দেখে যত নর নারী মুগ্ধ হইলেন সবে আপনা আপনি. When they see the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's murti, means his personalities are there, but they are seeing the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a statue standing up there. So everyone is so much, and by seeing, they don't even see the timing. Someone came and said, now the timing start for the muhurta, for wedding. Let's go. So it's going to be take 3 hours. Pohorek means 3 hours is going to be take to this bride house. প্রহরে কবেলা আছে হেন সময় সবাই বলেন শুভ করা হো বিজয়. পহরে কো সর্বনব দ্বীপে বেড়াইয়া কন্যা গৃহে যাইবেন গোধূলি করিয়া. So the weddings are taking place in Godhuli Lagnam. So Godhuli Lagnam, everyone you know, the Godhuli Lagnam are the best timing if there is no other timings are available for our any pujas, any performance. We can always do Godhuli Lagnam. So Godhuli, what is the Godhuli Lagnam are? Vaishali, do you know what is called Godhuli Lagnam?
You know, Godhuli is like when the cows, when they come back in the evening, then there is a lot of dust that is spread. So that's why it's known as Godhuli. That time is known as Godhuli. So Lagna, I guess it's evening time, I think.
Yeah. So when cow come back house, mid of the day, evening, night of the means after dark, they come back. Shushma Mata?
Prabhuji, in the evening,
After?
After sunset.
Yes. After sunset. So Godhuli Lagnams are just begin after sunset. So after sunset and the evening, Sandha Kalam, in between there is a 45 minutes window. That time as concerned Godhuli Lagnam. So they said the Godhuli Lagnam, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhus are getting married with Vishnu Priya Devi. So that's one prahar, 3 hours before they start from Jogopit. So they have to go to Navadvip. So how they are going there? তবে দিব্য দোলা করে বুদ্ধিমন্ত খান হরিষে আনিয়া করিলেন উপস্থান বাদ্যগীত উঠিল পরম কোলাহল বিপ্রগণে করে বেদ ধ্বনি সুমঙ্গল. So that time Buddhimanta Khan brought a Divya palanquin. Divya palanquin means the very, very special palanquin where Lord will sit and going to get married. So that time, excuse me, is variety of yantra. Yantra meaning says instrument, mridanga, dhol, karatal, all other are playing. All the bhatts, they are chanting the mantras. All the Vipras, they are reading the Vedas. All the Brahmanas, they are reading the Shuktas. And also, there is so many devotees are singing the holy name. How that procession are going for marriage. The processions are going for marriage. Sahasra sahasra deepa lagilo jolite, nana vidho baji shab lagilo korite. Thousands of thousands lamps are on, and variety of all the instrument are playing. Then in the very first, আগে যত পদাতিক বুদ্ধিমন্ত খার চলিলা দুই সারি হয় যত পাটোয়ার. The first, there is a 2 lines of soldiers, a musclemen are taking care of in the front. And then after those musclemen security, there is variety of flag, color of flag, all are spiritual flag, variety color of spiritual flag, they're holding and they working. And after that, Vidushaka's, you all know, you can say, nowadays we say joker. So there is a Vidushak, they're acting. This is everything is happening in front of it. And also after Vidushaka, there is a dancer, they're dancing. Not only a few people are dancing, there is a couple of groups they're dancing. And then there is a Jaidhak, Biradhak, Mridanga, Kahal, Patal, Dalaha, Sanka, Bamshi, Karatalaha, Varanga, Shinga, Pancha Shabdi, Badya. So more than a 50 variety of instrument are playing. There is a hundreds of thousands of people are going with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wedding, and they're dancing and dancing with joy. প্রথমে আসিয়া গঙ্গা তীরে কতক্ষণ করিলেন নিত্য গীত আনন্দ বাজান তবে পুষ্প বৃষ্টি করি গঙ্গা নমস্করি ভ্রমণে কৌতুক সর্ব নবদ্বীপপুরী. So first of all, coming to the Mother Ganges, they need to cross the Ganges. So they first worship Mother Ganges over there, and then they cross to the Ganges and went to Navadvip. And Navadvip also the procession is going on. So that time, the people are talking. The older people are talking. Say, in our lifetime, we see so many wedding, but this kind of opulence wedding, we never see it. We never see it. Now, some people who have daughter, some Brahmana who have daughter, they are thinking, what they are thinking? Henobare korona nahi parilam dite apunar bhagye nahi hoibe ki mate. Said it is my misfortune. It is my misfortune that I wouldn't able to give my daughter's hand to Vishambhar, Nimai. This is so beautiful wedding, so gorgeous wedding. When Mahaprabhu is going, every time Mahaprabhu is paying obeisances to all the Brahmanas. Seeing that, every person is so happy and say, look, the Supreme Personality of Godhead already appear here. In the meantime, one prahar was over. 3 hours are over. And they reach in front of whose house? In front of whose house? What is the father of Vishnupriya Devi name? Vishnupriya's father name?
Sanatan Mishra.
Sanatan Mishra. And he was a Ras Pandit. Okay. So meantime, the palanquin is there in front of their house, and Parama Sambhrame Raja Pandita Shiyam Dola Hoite Kole Kori Basailo Loya. So he picked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the palanquin and bring it to the mandap. And when he's bringing to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in mandap, everyone is putting their flowers. It's called Pushpa Vishti, flower shower. So after that, Sanatan Mishra washed his feet. Supreme Personality of Godhead. Last week we discussed about how Sanatan Mishra, he was thinking, when that day will come, Supreme Personality of Godhead personally will come and accept my service. So now the time came, he's starting his service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First of all, he gave the asana. Then he just welcomed Lord as a swagata. Then he was offering a water to wash his feet as a padya. Then he gave some water to keep on his head, as known as argha. Then he gave achamanam. Then he gave madhuparkaha, panchamrita, punarachmaniyam. Then vastram and alankaradi. So when puja is done, then Vishnu Priya Devi enter, and Dhanna Durba Direna Prabhur Shimastoke Aroti Korilo Shapto Gritero Podibe. খই খই করি ফেলি করি লেনো জয়াকার, এই মতো কিছু করি লোকাচার, তবে সর্ব অলঙ্কারে ভূষিত করিয়া লক্ষ্মী দেবী আনিলেন আসন ধরিয়া। So in Bengal, there is a tradition of wedding. Nowadays you see the Bengali wedding. These things is happen. So see, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wedding also happened in that way. So after worshipping, then they offer a durba grass and dhanam, means the paddy, and do artis with all the deepa, panchadeepa. And after that, curry meaning say, changes, is like a quarters, dime, pennies, with some pop rice. They throw it to bring their luck. So when Vishnupriya Devi appeared, means they brought Vishnupriya Devi sitting on one hardened wood, we call pidha or pittha, sitting there. So they carry to Vishnupriya Devi in the mandap. তার মধ্যে অন্তপট ধরি লোকাচারে, সপ্ত প্রদক্ষিণ করাইলে করুণারে, তবে লক্ষ্মী প্রদক্ষিণ করি 7 বার, রহিলেন সম্মুখে করিয়া নমস্কার. So in tradition, nowadays also we advise to people who get married that the groom should stand up and one cloth should cover in front of their face. Bride will come and do circumamblatings of the groom 7 times. So we can see over here that Vishnupriya Devi also did same thing. তবে পুষ্প ফেলা ফেলে লাগিলা হইতে, 2 বাদ্য ভাণ্ড মহা লাগিল বাজিতে. And then what happened? After Pradakshinam, Vishnupriya Devi takes some flowers offered to Mahaprabhu. The offering flower on that time is called surrender. আগে লক্ষ্মী জগন্মাতা প্রভুর চরণে মালা দিয়া করিলেন আত্মসমর্পণে. So give that garland to Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, and she surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu picked that garland and placed to Vishnupriya Devi's neck. তবে লক্ষ্মী নারায়ণে পুষ্প ফেলা ফেলে করিতে লাগিলা হইয়া মহাকুতূহলী. Then we know there is a flowers are throwing to each other. Then there is a kanyadanams are taking place, and that time all the devas in the sky, they're seeing a beautiful pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna, beautiful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnupriya Devi. And when that beautiful pastime they are seeing, everyone is so happy. All the demigods, Rishi, Kannar, Gandharva, everyone. So weddings have more details actually. We don't have to go in that long for the details. Kanyadan is done, wedding is done, and why is like he was a very much the Sanatan Mishra. Who was the Sanatan Mishra? Sanatan Mishra, the father of Vishnupriya Devi. What is his ultimate identity? Okay, so Sanatan Mishra was a Nagnajit in Krishna Lila. Sorry, Nagnajit in a Shattajuga, Janak in Treta Yugas, Bhishmak and Jambuvanta And then in his age of Kali, he was become a Sanatan. Any questions on this up till Kanyadan? If anyone have any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
I had a
Ananta
small
Purana, go
question,
to-
but not Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. I had a small question, but not directly related to the wedding. You mentioned that the toll Mukunda Sanjay Chandi Mandap, right? So is this so they are Brahman, so they got that Chandi Mandap by inheritance, or is there any like Leela behind this?
Okay, very good questions. Very good questions. So before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip, that time all the Brahmanas in Navadvip, they are worshipper of Mother Chandi. So maximum Brahmana who are very pious and very rich, they have a temple on their house, Chandi Mandap. Later on, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come, so that time the Brahmanas got in a little bit of change, but the temple already built it from their fathers, so it was there. So you can see the Sanjay Mukunda Sanjay, they are the Krishna Bhakta, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna and pure associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But because their forefathers make the temple of Chandi, so we don't unrespect to Chandi because she is serving, under direction of Supreme Personality of Godhead. She have direct connection with the Lord. So that's why we don't unrespect that. So this mandir was before in Navadvip. That's how every other Brahmana who was little race, they have that mandir. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu, Chandi, worshipping Chandi Mata was so prevalent. He has a Leela with Chapal Gopal also, right? Chapal Gopal, Chandi worshipper.
Right. Can you tell that pastimes to everyone? I know it's few of devotees know already.
Prabhu, please you do it. I will mess it up.
Okay. So Srivanidhi is mentioning, there is Chandi Mandap. There is another pastimes. During the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu came back from the Gaya, and he was disclosed about holy name in Srivas Thakur's house. And normally they chant the holy name in the night time only. They didn't bring in the market yet. Okay. So it is just indoor practice are going on. Indoor marketing are going on. Later on will be distributed in the market. So when the indoor marketings are going on, that time many people try to enter on that pastimes, but is not allowed everyone to enter on that pastimes. So Chapal Gopal also one of them. He want to enter on that pastimes in the night, but they don't allow him because he is a Chandi Upashak Brahmin. And what he did, he said, you know what? You didn't allow me to get in. I will make all of you that you guys are ultimately worshipper of Chandi also. You're not worshipper of Krishna. So what Chapal Gopal did? Chapal Gopal brings some death head, human head, a bowl of bloods, some meats on a clay leaves, some wine in a clay pots, and left in just outside of main door, main bedroom door of Srivas Thakur's house. When in the very early morning, their pastimes is over, Srivas Thakur opened the door. When Srivas Thakur opened the door and Srivas saw all omidhya, means that items cannot be eaten, tamasic foods, just lay down outside of his door. So that time, Srivas Thakur actually called everyone. Excuse me. Nitya Radha Mata, can you guess why Srivas Thakur calling everyone in the morning time?
I think from what I heard, he called everybody and he wanted to tell them that this is what I do.
Right.
Stuff.
Absolutely. You hear perfectly. Thus he calling everyone, said, come, 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 come here and see what we do in the night. You know, we drink wine, we drink meat, we eat meat, we drink bloods and this whole night we do. Mahaprabhu still inside. Srivas Thakur immediately, and after showing that, he immediately removed that. On these offenses, Chapal Gopal, he got punished. His whole body got leprosy disease. Right? Kushtorog ke leprosy disease bola hai?
हाँ प्रभु, हाँ, leprosy.
So he got the disease of leprosy. And so much pain, so much pain. And he was a Chandi Upashak, and at the same time, he was also Upashak of Lord Shiva. So he thought, who can actually, help me to reduce the pain? Might be my Lord. Lord Shiva can help me out. He went to Benares, as known Kashi Vishwanath. But when he just tried to enter to Kashi Vishwanath area boundary, that time he was stuck. And he was hearing sound from sky, Daiva Bani, that Chapal Gopal, you are the offender of Vaishnava. You are a Vaishnava Aparadhi. So, because you are offender of Vaishnavas, you cannot enter to my dham, my holy place. If you keep one more step and enter to, try to enter to my area, you will be becoming ashes. We have to be very careful from the Vaishnava Aparadh. See, Lord Shiva also is mentioning here. After that, what happened? He was asking to Lord Shiva, I don't know whom I commit to offenses, how I will get, rid up from that. Then, Daivabani was happening again. Does he know? You go and get mercy from that persons known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is my Lord also, and get mercy from him. Then Nityananda Prabhu, and then finally Srivas Thakur. So when he came, he was asking forgiveness because his body is so painful, so painful, so painful. He can't even walk. He was rolling. And he knows where Mahaprabhu used to come for take bath. In the middle of the path, he was just, waiting when Mahaprabhu comes. First Mahaprabhu came. He held the Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and said, Prabhu, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I made a big mistake, huge mistake, and never going to be do. But Mahaprabhu said, you are Vaishnava Aparadhi. This leprosy disease is not only for this lifetime. The Vaishnava Aparadhis, hundreds of life you have to come back. Then Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu suggests him, What Nityananda Prabhu suggests? Nityananda Prabhu suggests him, by whose lotus feet you make offenses, the very good way you are glorifying that person's. And if that person's forgave you, then you will be okay. So that's why Nityananda Prabhu is our Adi Guru. Because Nityananda Prabhu is showing the path, how to rid of those. Mahaprabhu is saying, not only this lifetime, hundreds of lifetimes, I want to give you punishment like that. And Nityanandas are so merciful. Chapal Gopal hold Nityananda Prabhu's feet. Then Nityananda Prabhu actually pointing out. Nityananda pointing out whom? Anybody? Nityananda Prabhu pointing out towards whom?
Towards Srivas Thakur.
Right. You got it. So Nityananda Prabhu pointing out towards Srivas Thakur, that's, you commit offenses to Srivas Thakur's lotus feet. Ask forgiveness from him. If he forgave you, you will become absolutely all right. Then he holds Srivas Thakur's feet. Srivas Thakur said, no, I didn't get any offenses from you at all. But Chapal Gopal said, no. If you don't give mercy, hundreds of lifetimes I have to become like this because I commit offenses. So that time, Srivas Thakur picking him up and give a big hug. By hugging to Chapal Gopal, his all leprosy diseases are go away. And then he was become a very famous, one great Vaishnava personalities. Anybody knows his name? What is his Vaishnava name after initiation? Chapal Gopal. No one? In the morning, we sing Vaishnav Bandhana, not in the temple. In Bangladesh or some areas, we do sing that. Prathame Bandhana Kuri Guru Charan, So it's like Vaishnava Bandhana. That's written by Chapal Gopal's second birth. So that's why he don't have a name of Chapal Gopal. He have name Devaki Nandan Dash. So Chapal Gopal are become a Devaki Nandan Dash. So that's how we can see the Chandi Pujan are the fashions of Navadvip on those times. Thank you. Any questions?
Just Prabhu, I just wanted to know, why did Srivas Prabhu say that this is what we do? This is what we do in our Angan, Srivas Angan. Like, why?
Because many people are thinking, why? Because if you do good things, then you will allow to everyone to come. But he want to show, because he want to actually give a mercy to Chapal Gopal. So that's why he was just saying to everyone, come and see what we do in the night. And Mahaprabhu want to give punishment immediately. But Srivas Thakur said, Prabhu, look like he didn't receive your mercy yet. Please be merciful to him. So that's the reason Srivas Thakur actually call everyone to come and see what I did. It's what we eat. Okay. Anyone else? Any more questions on this topic?
Prabhuji, Vaishnava Aparadhi means, can you explain once again?
Vaishnava Aparadhi. The offenders, Vaishnava offender, who commit offenses on Vaishnava's lotus feet. So that's called Vaishnava Aparadhi. Even though Vaishnava doesn't take any offenses, sometimes the Vaishnava doesn't get any offenses, but his lotus dust got offenses. His lotus dust got offenses, and by that, our life can be a misery. So those called the Vaishnava Aparadhi, the offender. Clear?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Let me give you some more story then.
Sorry, I'm like.
Okay. Sometimes Vaishnavas who was the worshipper of Lord Vishnu. Those people we call Vaishnava, right? Vishnu Janayati iti Vaishnava. Now, we come and we unrespect to the Vaishnavas. As you sing some Vaishnavas and not saying Namaste, Hare Krishna, how are you? But you say, oh, what kind of person is this? You will get the offenses. And these offenses are very strong. One time, one Shiva Bhakta, one Lord Shiva devotee, who was meditating to Lord Shiva. And that time one Vaishnava actually crossing that forest where was sitting for meditation, A Brahmana, a Lord Shiva devotee. So that Vaishnava was actually wanted some water. But because of the meditations, and also, he said, this is the Vaishnavas, why I'm going to give water? They don't know anything. So Vaishnavas are always in neutral. Vaishnavas doesn't get much offenses. But Vaishnava's lotus dust got offenses. So over there, what happened? Because he unrespect to the Vaishnava doesn't give water. So because of that, actually, he got offenses to Vaishnava's lotus feet. And as a punishment, what he have to do? As a punishment, he will become a tiger, because his mind is like a tiger. Who? That yogi, the Brahmana yogi, was the worshipper of Lord Shiva. And he has become a tiger. Did anybody remember how that tiger was deliverance and what is the place name? Still that place is there. Jatimata, you know?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I don't.
No? Manmohan Prabhu might be no?
No.
No, Prabhu?
No, I don't know either.
Okay. It is very normal. Yeah. Let me hear from Shrivani Mata. Do you know where is the place at?
No, Prabhu, apni bolun.
Okay. Shushma Mata?
No, Prabhuji, I don't know. Can you please explain?
Yeah. So this place name is Bagnapara. Bagnapara. So there's a huge pastimes and that deities are there. One very close associate of Mother Janova. There's she have one disciple whose name is Ramai Pandit. And Ramai Pandit brought Krishna Balaram deity. And there is a long pastimes. I was actually cutting and just coming back to the point. So when Ramai Pandit, who brought the Krishna Balaram deity, was walking and going towards the Bangladesh. So he came to the Bagnapara. It is forest. And he thought, let me keep my deity under the tree. And there is a nice pond, we will take bath. And then this markets have plenty of fruits and flowers. So I can offer some to Lords as a prasadam, and I can honor. I can offer as a bhoga, and after that I can honor as a prasadam. So Ramai Pandit kept the Krishna Balaram deity, and this Krishna Balaram deity is self-manifested. How it's coming up, that's later on I can tell you guys, not in the class time. But when Ramai Pandit actually went for Shri Gauranita Ishtaram Lakshman Hanuman, Shri Radha Madan Mandir Bhagavan ki jai. So when he went to do, bringing the flower, so that time a tiger who can talk, is mentioning to Ramai Pandit that, the long time I didn't have a fresh meal. So thanks, Lord. You're very much merciful that you gave me meal today. So then Ramai Pandits are requesting to the tiger, that's, you're not ordinary tiger. You're talking. You're not ordinary tiger. So give me a little bit of time zone, because I have a too small boy. I want to offer them some food. And that boy is Krishna and Balaram. I want to offer them some food. After I offer the food, then I will mention to them everything. So they will be, ultimately they will be stay here and then you can eat me. Mentioning to whom?
To the tiger.
To the tiger. And who's speaking?
Ramai Pandit.
Ramai Pandit.
Ramai Pandit. So as soon as the tiger hear that he have a Krishna Balaram deity and he want to offer a fruits, and he said he will come back. What tiger can say to Ramai Pandit? You go, you do your worship and come back and I will eat you. Jyoti Mata, what tiger can say?
The nature of the tiger is that it's not going to do that. But then again, if it's a cursed Brahmin that has taken this form, then he just may be more partial to, do seva to Bhagwanji. So I don't know.
Okay. Manman Prabhu, are you agree with Jyoti Mata?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Shushma Mata?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry, I just missed the last part. I came out actually now.
Okay. Not a
for
problem.
something. Sorry,
yeah,
Prabhuji.
Not a problem. Radha Shiva Mata.
Yes, Prabhu. I think he would want to follow the Brahmin to see the two little boys. And maybe he can get darshan. I think he'll follow the Brahmin.
Okay.
I think he'll want to go with the Brahmin when he goes to feed the two little boys. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Nitradha Mata?
Yeah, I agree with Radha Seva.
Okay. Shapna Mata, are you agree with?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Vaishali?
I also think the same thing. Yes. Yeah.
Shivani Mata?
I think even if he doesn't go, he will at least give permission for them to go and do the service and then come back. I think it's similar to that story, right? In Dapar Yoga, the Leela of that cow who also takes the permission and says that I have a calf and I have to feed milk to that my calf and I'll come back. There too, the lion, sorry, is it a lion? Was it a lion or a tiger? There too, tiger, exactly. So there too, the tiger gives him permission, gives the, sorry, him, not him, give her, the mother cow, the permission to go and come back. So I guess they will get the, Ramay Pandit will get the permission from the tiger.
Okay. So now, actually, tiger did, before tiger follow, when tiger hear that he have a Krishna Balaram deity and he want to offer a bhoga. So tiger said, you know what? I can leave you, but there is a one. What one should be? Conditions.
Maybe tiger will ask the prasadam.
Yes, Shapna, you got it. Tiger said, I will leave you with one condition. That condition is, you have to promise after you offer these fruits, bhoga, I need the Mahaprasad. Now, Ramay Pandit thinking, you know, who can ask Mahaprasad as a tiger can ask Mahaprasad? It's not a tiger, it's something else. Then Ramay Pandit was so happy and he said, yes, 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 you will get Mahaprasad, you come with me. When Ramay Pandit gave Mahaprasad, in a 3-bite Mahaprasad, you know what happened with tiger? Can you guess what could be happen?
Maybe they form like a human.
Maybe the form like a human, okay, could be. Anything else?
Maybe the tiger have a curse, so he become a tiger.
Okay.
So after eating the prasadam, he get a virginal form.
Okay, he get an original from Shivanidhi.
He was liberated, I would say. Like,
He was a liberated. Okay. Jyotimata, what do you think?
So I'm a bit confused. Did he become a tiger in his next life, or did he become a tiger by the curse and right away, you know, how Ahilya turned into rock, but that was the new form that she took, not in a rebirth, right? So the answers that are given by the other devotees, it all depends on whether she was reborn or whether she was just in that, whether the tiger just took that form in the same birth.
In a same, actually, yeah, actually he got, because he was a devotee of Lord Shiva and he get offenses of the Vaishnavas, immediately he actually got the form of tigers.
Then
and
the
staying in the
answer,
same place.
yeah, then the answer would be that after taking the Mahaprasad, he would turn back into the devotees, into its original form.
Manmohan Prabhu, are you agree?
Yeah.
Vaishali?
Yes.
So ultimately the tiger got a Sharupya Mukti. After having Mahaprasad, tiger got Sharupya Mukti. What's called the Sharupya Mukti?
He didn't have any life next.
No. Sharupya Mukti is, Jyotimata?
Sarupya Mukti is where you get to serve Bhagwanji, but you're in the form, but you take on the form that is similar to Bhagwanji.
Yes. So you're getting the form of similar of Lord Vishnu, Sharupya, the same roop, is a 4 arms murtis. When Ramay Pandit saw the 4 arms murti, he got the mukti immediately. So that time Ramai Pandit said, just wait for a minute. Please. I am very much interested to listen. Why you are become a tiger? By honoring Mahaprasad, you have become got a liberated. What happened? Can you please explain me? Then he narrating that whole story, what we just hear before, that one Vaishnava came and I didn't actually give him anything, and little bit of my ignorance, I was very much proud myself. I said, Vaishnavas are very Lord. I didn't do anything. So because of that, Vaishnavas are merciful. Vaishnava doesn't take any offenses, but it just took offenses and caused me being a tiger. I was praying to my Lord Shiva that please forgive me. I made a mistake. That time of Lord Shiva appeared in front of me and mentioned, after a couple of 1,000 years later, one of the great Vaishnava will come with a Krishna Balaram on this forest. And that time, by getting Mahaprasadam from Krishna Balaram, you will liberate it. So that's when he heard that Ramai Pandit want to offer a fruits of Krishna Balaram. Immediately he said, I will leave you. I don't want to eat you. Condition is one, please give me Mahaprasad. Because he was waiting for when that liberation day will come. So that's the Vaishnava Aparadha, the offenses of Vaishnavas, are how dangerous it was. Now, Shapna Mata, you understood about the Vaishnava?
Yeah, Prabhuji, so clear. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Jyoti Mata.
I have a question about this. So with the story of Ambarish, what Bhagwanji says is that when you do Vaishnava Aparadh, Bhagwanji even doesn't forgive, but he wants us to ask the forgiveness of the Vaishnav who we did Aparadh to. So in this case, though, just by accepting Mahaprasad, I know Mahaprasad is magical and it cleanses us from the Antakaran, but did he, how come he didn't have to get the forgiveness of the Vaishnav directly? You see where I'm going?
Yeah, so what's happened, you have very good things, but because she is like Gadadhar Pandit also commit little bit of offenses to Pundarik Vidyanidhi's lotus feet during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. And then because he was thinking wrong about Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he didn't say anything, but he was thinking, or he was predicting wrongly to Pundarik Vidyanidhi by seeing the external opulences. But later on, when he saw the external opulences, inside there is something was hidden, treasury of devotion. When he saw the treasury of devotion, he said, oh my God, what I'm thinking about. Then he came back to Mahaprabhu and said, I commit a mistake. I did a Vaishnava Aparadha. Tell me what I can do. Then Mahaprabhu said, you know what, you get initiation from him, and now onwards you glorify him to rid of your Aparadha. But that Vaishnava, what happened? Because that Vaishnava was left from there. And he don't know who that Vaishnava are. Because it's happening in forest. There is, Vaishnava doesn't have his house, and the Jogi doesn't have house. So that's why he commit the offenses, and because of his offenses, he got that punishment to stay as a tiger. But because he was get enough punishment, the lords are very merciful to him, because he was actually anyway devotee of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is Vaishnava. And other Vaishnava said, you will get the punishment, but that time the another Vaishnava will come with Krishna Balaram. By that prasad you will be liberated. Thank you, Mata. Very good point.
So Vaishnava's dust is so powerful.
Yes, Mata. Yeah. That's what said is like, see, Vaishnava chinite nare devero shakoti. Even the demigods cannot recognize the Vaishnava. Many times Vaishnavas are very cool. Why? Because that's the quality of Vaishnava. So anyway, we try to, that's why, we do always morning and evening. We always have to chant the mantra, Vancha kalpataru vasya kripa sindhubhya yevacha patitanang pabhonebhya Vaishnavebhya namo namaha. We pay obeisances to all the Vaishnava and pray in the evening. Dear Vaishnavas, knowingly, unknowingly, if I commit any offenses, please, please, please forgive me and engage me in your service. So that's the prarthanas we always do to the Vaishnavas.
So Prabhuji, so all like Krishna's devotees all become like Vaishnavas or what? I am
Yes, yes, Mata. All Krishna devotees are Vaishnava, but devotee meanings who are following the rules, regulations,
rules
and
and
principles.
regulations. Yeah. Yes.
They are all Vaishnavas. And they are, first of all, they are Krishna. And when they got, means when they got the initiation, Diksha kale shishya kare atma samarpan, shei kale guru tare kare shanmohan. So when they got the Diksha, initiation, that time they are completely entering to the Vaishnavas family.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Explained very clearly.
Okay, thank you so much. So today time is over. I really don't want to take a long time, but if anyone have any questions, we can discuss on it. Otherwise, our class officially is over here. You may